Hello everyone, Namaste. Thank you very much for watching this video. My name is Luke Elijah, and with me is my guest, Marc Bauchet, who's an AcroYoga instructor and a TulaYoga therapist, as well as a Thai massage therapist, right? I'm very honored to have Marc join us here with me because he's actually flown in from France and he's going to Germany tomorrow, so his time is very limited. I'm very lucky to have met him at the Soulscape event that was just a couple of days ago at Sentosa, and we were both presenters at Soulscape. He was presenting 2 classes of AcroYoga, right? And it looks very fascinating. I tried it for the first time. I felt I was flying. It was an amazing experience and sensation that I've never felt before.
Cool.
Right? So, Marc, thank you very much for agreeing to come onto my talk show to share
It's a
with my
pleasure to be
audience.
here.
Yeah. Right. Marc, could you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, your background, and in your own words, what's AcroYoga?
Okay, so in my own words, AcroYoga, well, acro comes from the Greek root acrobatics, and yoga is the Sanskrit word for yoga. I like to think of it in those almost like etymological terms. So acro means high walking. You can think of an acrobat, walking high, kind of going to the limit of the human potential. And yoga is, the union.
Yes, yeah.
So it's the union of sky and earth, of the opposites of spirituality and the physical body. So for me, that's what I like about AcroYoga. It's a very holistic practice.
Yeah, it's merging of different disciplines.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier, you have the solar side, like in reference to the sun, like super acrobatic, super high power, full of excitement and joy, and then super awake state, And then you have the lunar side, the moon side of things, kind of more quiet, more hidden, more esoteric. And that's where we do more meditative practices like flying massage and things like this, and all the Thai massage links to the practice. So,
it definitely is a hybrid. It felt to me like a combination of the traditional yoga, right, Pilates, because you really do need a lot of core for some of the positions.
Pilates instructors love that stuff, and practitioners,
totally. And acrobatics and a little bit of massage, all fused and thrown in, right? So, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. I walked past some AcroYoga done at Raffles Place in Singapore before, but it was like, it looks interesting, but I never really was that drawn in until recently when I went to Burning Man at Center Camp at Burning Man. There were so many AcroYoga practitioners.
Yeah, Burning Man is like a hot spot so to speak, for AcroYoga also.
So it really inspired me, and then meeting you at Soulscape, and just the past couple of weeks, the word AcroYoga just kept popping out to me, jumping out, and I'm so glad I tried it, and I mustered the courage to try it, because it looks a bit scary, but actually when you try it, it's a lot of fun, and it's not as difficult as it looks. Of course, for some of the advanced poses, you will need some discipline and some practice. But I like
that you use the word courage.
Yeah.
Because there are some aspects of this practice that are quite intimidating, and for some people it's going to be different things. It can be the fact that it looks acrobatic and it looks difficult and like you could hurt yourself. And yes, you could. And there are aspects that are more intimidating for people, like the intimacy factor. Like, okay, you actually have to step out of your yoga mat, meet other people,
and trust them.
And trust, exactly. So and communicate. So so you have all these aspects that are weaved into this practice, which is opening your heart, trusting, at the same time, being clear with your own boundaries. Because if all you do is trust, then you're just gonna possibly lose yourself and give too much or something like that. So at the same time, you have to be really clear with your boundaries, and we always encourage people to also ask for what you need.
Communication.
Check in with yourself.
Synchronizing with your partner.
Right.
It's also a lot of awareness and mindfulness. It's really a meditation, because you feel like you're fully immersed and you're 100% aware and in the moment. It's a meditation.
At Soulscape, I think the day before, I was reading something about this sutra in Patanjali, which again I just can't say it in Sanskrit, but it's about finding your seat and finding your comfort in the asana, and in AcroYoga it just directly links to that. So once you find the joy of the connection with somebody else, then you can find the comfort and the steadiness in your asana.
Beautiful. AcroYoga has been gaining in popularity recently, but actually it's been around for several years, right? How did you stumble upon it, and how many years have you been an instructor in it?
Yeah, those are two very different questions. The very first time I did it was like ages ago. Maybe 15 years ago. I was living in, I know, I was living in the US. The word AcroYoga didn't really exist back then. But there was a Canadian guy doing this thing called contact yoga, and he came from a dance background and gymnastics background, and he was like pretty full-on yoga teacher. And yeah, he had some really creative ideas how to merge those things, and we were basing and flying, and the things were pretty simple, but like super sweet and super connected. And yeah, I did that with my girlfriend back then at the time, and it was a really profound experience. And somehow there was no regular class; it was just kind of a one-off thing. And a few years later, I was living in a different city, and it turns out he was visiting like the week after that I was Googling it, and I was like, okay, so I got to go to his workshop. And then little by little, I went to he had some retreats and teacher trainings, and at one of those teacher trainings, I met somebody from California who was friend with Jason Niemer, who's one of the co-founder of AcroYoga, and Jenny. And then I kind of got in touch with them. It's like 2004, I think. So yeah. And that's how it all started.
Meant to be for you.
And then I met them, and then
one thing led to another.
Yeah, and then I went back to Europe, and to answer your other question, I did the AcroYoga teacher training. It was the first time they did it in Europe. It was in 2008, and I still had a day job, but for 3 more years I had a day job, and then little by little I kind of drifted. To make a long story short, drifted and started teaching yoga, and especially AcroYoga, and traveling. That's what I'm doing now. Nomad and teaching AcroYoga. So,
right. Tell us a little bit about TulaYoga. What is it about?
So when I was living in Germany, I met there's an AcroYoga friend of mine, teacher, and she told me there's this guy in Berlin who only does the therapeutic side of AcroYoga. And actually, he doesn't do AcroYoga because he's never heard of it, and he just kind of developed his own thing from a slightly different lineage. So I was like, wow, that sounds really interesting, and it's only a few hours from where I live, so I'm gonna go check him out. And I had a treatment from him, and I thought, wow, this is just amazing. This is what I experienced 10 years ago with that other guy, and I want to learn that. I want to give people that experience because it's like instant meditation. As soon as you're up there, you just, hopefully if the practitioner is good enough, or even if they're not so good, but if they have a good heart and they're willing to lift you there, even for just a minute, you're gonna drift and you're gonna possibly go into a profound meditative state, which has happened to me over and over every time I fly on somebody like this. And also for the receiver, it's also a very grounding, potent experience. So yeah, you get that also in AcroYoga, but this practice goes really, really deep in that direction of basing, flying modalities. And so the interesting thing is, you might think, well, this is very new, right? This is like 21st century thing. But actually for both AcroYoga and TulaYoga, by the way, you were asking me earlier, what is Tula? Tula is Sanskrit for balance. Tula Dandasana, if you know the yoga position, balancing stick. So yeah, the idea is we're balancing each other. The base is being grounded, and I'm balanced in my power lines by the weight of the flyer, and I play with it, and the flyer is being rebalanced by the spine hanging, in anti-gravity space somehow.
It's really very yin and yang, and both partners are really in sync, and they are very connected to each other. It's good bonding for couples.
So that too. So
because it's very heart opening, as you mentioned.
Right.
So actually, now that we're on this, which is more challenging or difficult, to be under and supporting, or be the one flying, right? Or it depends on the pose?
It depends. It depends on many factors. It depends on your background. How strong are you right now in your body? Right? Can you do a handstand? If you can do a handstand in the middle of the room for a few seconds, then you already have a lot of connection in your arm lines and your finger intelligence and things. If not, then you can build it up also through this practice. So and I think I was going to mention, these practices are very ancient. It's just nowadays we're kind of having new freedom to touch people, right? And you see there is this pretty famous video, you can check it out on YouTube, where Krishnamacharya Krishnamacharya was an ancient guru, well, not so ancient, but like 20th century guru. who he was the guru of Iyengar and Pattabhi Jois. So he's at the foundation of many of the modern yogas that we practice, the Vinyasa yoga. That's basically straight from him, and through Ashtanga and so forth. So you have this video of him basing a kid, right, and showing her how to do a deeper back bend and things like this. It's like black and white, really cool video. But they were only doing it from adult to kid, right? You're not supposed to touch other people so much in maybe traditional India and things like that. So now we're like, okay, now we're doing it with adults. We're in this liberated kind of age.
So it's actually, even though it's ancient, the modern interpretation is still fresh and new, and still has room for expansion, improvement. And we kind of, instructors like yourself, kind of infuse your own signature and develop your own techniques.
Right. And it's the same thing with the flying therapeutics side of things. In Thai massage, so Thai massage is very ancient, nobody really knows. Probably doesn't come from Thailand. Probably comes from, from India mostly, from the Ayurvedic monks, traveling and then coming to India in the golden age of Ayurveda, and probably some other shamanic traditions from ancient Asia back then. But so in Thai massage you have cases where the practitioners actually goes under the receiver and flies them very low. It's like pretty small. It's a small side of the practice, but it does exist. So it's just with TulaYoga and therapeutic AcroYoga, we're taking that to
new heights.
Exactly.
Pun intended, new heights. Right, Marc, could you share with the audience how may they reach and contact you? Should they wish to find out more or engage you for a private session, or to have you join their festival and be a presenter as well?
So my AcroYoga website is acroyoga.org, and I have many colleagues and friends.org. There are several styles of AcroYoga. If you Google it, you can find it. But my lineage is acroyoga.org, and you can also find me on AcroMarco. That's my personal website, AcroMarco, MARCO.com, and also on Instagram. I think my Instagram is Acro Marco Polo. Marco Polo, I travel, blah blah blah.
Because he's so nomadic, right? Because he's very in demand. He's traveling all over the world all the time, right? And to conduct many classes and sessions. I'll be placing all these links below, so feel free to click on them in the video description feed to contact Marc. Right, Marc?
And my email you were asking me also is marc@acroyoga.org.
Right, Marc, do you have any last words of encouragement for people who are scared to try it? Actually, you do not need any. You do not need to have tried the traditional Hatha yoga to try AcroYoga.
That's true. Actually, when I did it for the first time, I had zero background in yoga. My girlfriend was doing yoga at the time, and she was like, "Okay, let's try this." And I was totally into other things, martial arts. And so you don't need to be doing yoga. It's a very sweet community here in Singapore. People have been practicing for many years, some of them. So. Like you say, those famous jams at Raffles Place just outside the MRT on the lawn. There is that Providor restaurant.
Yeah, the Providor.
Just across from that on the grass every Thursday night and Sunday afternoon. So and like I said, I promised you I was going to fly you. So to just give you the experience. If you're shy about it, just go there, check them out, meet them at Raffles lawn, or send me a message and
Thank you, Marc, for your love and passion. Please stay tuned right after this video, because Marc and I will be giving you a demonstration, because nothing beats showing you. You can hear a lot of words, but nothing beats actually watching and seeing it for yourself, alright? It's really a very graceful dance. And so stay tuned. Right after this video, we'll show you a short demonstration of what you can expect, embodying the action for you. Right, thank you very much again for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more similar videos. Namaste.
Thank you
so much. Thank you.
Namaste. Step and bring the knee up. Bend this knee, lift your hips. Nice. Now slowly arch back. I got you. Good. Okay, ready for some ab work? Yeah. Nice. Okay, I'll show you the landscape a little bit. You can smile at the camera. And then arms over your head. We're going to dismount in like a handstand. So one leg up and over. Yeah, keep going, keep going. Yeah. Ah! That's it.
Thank you.
When you learn this stuff, right now I'm the base and the spotter, and you kind of know how to fall over on the grass, it's safe, right? But when we learn this, we do this in teamwork with groups of 3 or 4 even sometimes, right? So yeah, the classic one is the bird, and then you look up. It's like you're in a plank. Push into my arms. Yeah, and then open your wings. And it's just so simple and so wonderful, right? Okay, so one of the very first posture we do in yoga is downward facing dog.
Yeah.
Right? So come a little closer to me. And think you're just doing a down dog with your hands around my head. And then you will come into Baddha Konasana with your legs. So bend your knees, soles of your feet together, knees wide out. Get your elbows behind your back. Yeah, take your elbows behind. Yeah. So now I can access the space under the collarbone. There's a lot of deep points here.
No, I really feel the stretch.
Yeah. So that's a really stable one because we're on 4 points of contact. And I can take it as advanced as I want, or for beginners they can just stay here. And you can open your legs wide, open your arms, and you can just relax your elbows, relax your head. And let your legs go a little lower, closer to you. And then relax your elbows, relax your arms. And maybe a little twist also. So you're still kind of active still, but like if we flew longer, go into deeper states, grounding. And then with this hand, you can take the outside of your knee over there or your foot. Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah,
Oh, I
you
love
heard
it.
a little cracking here. That's totally normal. Like the rib cage and the spine loves to be stretched that way. You go back. Yeah. The other side. Nice. Give you one extra point of support. And relax your head. Relax your hips. Your legs. And then if you bend your knees and catch your ankles, feet together. We call this the bat. So yeah, you can have fixed hands and you relax your arms and shoulders. So you like hanging like a bat. And in the bat universe, you can really receive massage for a long time. And if you want to come down, you can also do that way.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. What an interesting sensation experience. Thank
Yeah.
you.
This is also the way we help each other lift up.
Lift up,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we save energy for the good stuff. And we're ready for a hike.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.